we both want to be Steven Weber, and we might be Timu Neil Diamond upstairs.
Everybody wants to be Steven Weber, but everyone's the downstairs neighbor.
All of our moms were getting tan and flicking bean to Steven Weber in Wings, and we've always wanted to be him. We're not. That's just facts. All right, we're here to continue our March Madness curation, right? Today we will be talking about Single White Female. Before we start, a little bit of business. Please go to Indiegogo, type in Mr. Cream Jeans. That's our first movie. We've been shadow banned by the pussies at Indiegogo. You can help us get our first movie out into the world. Yeah, they are. They're just cowards. And the day that they said they couldn't promote ours because it was too naughty, their front page had a movie for zombie strippers with like a big bloody bust on it. And I was like, double standard much? But anyways, fuck them. They gave us our money, but they can suck our butts now. This is just mean. I don't know why I'm so aggressive this morning. You could help us get this movie out in the world in a nice, calm, refreshing manner by typing in Mr. Cream Jeans. You can get the perk where you join this very podcast. You can talk to me, Alex, Heath, Sam, Sophia, whoever you want to talk to, whatever you want to do. We will make that happen. And it helps us get our first movie out in the world, which we would greatly appreciate. Go to the Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page, the best way to help support and grow this show. Tons of awesome, fun exclusives over there that we would love for you to partake in with us. Also, we're running out of our miniseries episodes that we've already been doing. We are looking for opinions on what miniseries comes next, what movies become our Patreon exclusives. Make your voice heard and help grow this show. That would mean the world to us. Join our community, please. Make sure you subscribe and follow Misfit Parade on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the places. We're there. You're there. Let's digitally scissor. Very much like today's movie, where personas, selfhood, entwine in a scissor to the death. Single white female. By the way, just wild. It's still like one of those titles that like makes me laugh that this was like a thing back in the day when you were hunting for a home and you're just like, I want no boyfriends, one race. And it's like, that's just wild that was like a thing. And I guess, maybe in the era it was. I'm guessing now we don't do SWF at the start of our Come Live With Us ads. Neither here nor there. This is classic. I think of this era very fondly, right? This was my mom at her peak.
Yeah.
Yes, my mom at her peak, right? She'd get home from a hard day at State Farm. She'd grab her fucking Orville Redenbacher microwave popcorn or Slim Fast milkshake. She'd sit down and want to blow some steam off after she'd been taking care of family all day after work. This is the kind of movie she wanted, right? These like mildly erotic thrillers. This one probably one of the least erotic of the group. But they try very hard. But it's a fun, silly, madcap film, right? I think this film, for all of its warts, this is still a very fun movie, Alex. What were your opening thoughts re-rooming with the single white female?
I mean, this is like middle of the golden age for erotic thrillers, which I believe the idea is that it's like 94 or 93 to like 90 to like 90. It's like 84 to 94 was kind of like the heyday. Most people think that like, yeah, I think probably Malice or like
yeah, late 80s to mid 90s, they're saying, is kind of the peak. There's actually a great documentary on Shudder that really breaks into this and how it became this kind of genre that we've just lost now. Yeah. And then it was like part of the huge VHS revolution. It's an interesting genre.
So like probably like 94 or like 84 to 94 is probably like the time for erotic thrillers. I also think they should just come back because, to be quite honest, we really need them right now.
Hey, the housemaid is trying. The housemaid was trying.
But I do think that it's interesting because while it's like a 10-year span, really the movies that are like the erotic thrillers that we all remember the best, other than probably like Fatal Attraction, is like 90 to 94 is that time period. And so Single White Female calls exactly in the middle, like 92. I would say it's not like an erotic thriller per se. There's just eroticism in it, and then like weird, psycho, just weird sort of like, doubling up kind of stuff. And there's just it's like a Dolores Claiborne thing, to be honest with you. Like, it's a very strange, like, it's erotic in the sense that people have sex in the movie or have experience with other types of sex in the movie.
Steven Weber makes you wet, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you watched Wings, this is your flick,
Boy, howdy.
But, like, there's nothing explicit in the movie necessarily other than, like, them going to that orgy club.
Well, they do this thing a lot where it's like one of them gets up and like, or he gets a call, and it's just like, hey, can you just walk through the shot with your little butt cheeks and your Julia Roberts from Hook haircut? And it's like, yes. Okay.
Well, there's this other thing. There's this other thing too. Like, it's interesting. I feel like it has all the aesthetics. It has all the aesthetics of an erotic thriller. Like, when you like from the jump, like the first shot is Steven Weber and Bridget Fonda in bed, and there's candles and blue light simulating moonlight, and the sheets are just, everything's very flowing. Just to give you the
passion.
Like, they are hardcore post coitus, and then something bad happens and the movie starts. But again, it's not sexual. It's just weird. And I think this is kind of the cool thing about Single White Female is because it lacks this sort of, there's no chase involved. It's just like obsession.
Yes.
It's like, that's what it is. Like, it's not sex, it's obsession. And it's, Jennifer Jason Leigh is just this, Jennifer Jason Leigh's a great actress. But she does, and this is probably, I mean, other than Fast Times or Ridgemont High, this is probably the thing she's best known for up to this point. Like, up through the 90s, this is the thing people really, I think, remembered her from, to be honest with you. Because, like, she's so good and committed to being, like, just a fucking creepy roommate. That's all you need. I really, there's things to enjoy about this movie. I don't think it's, like, the best movie I've ever watched. I do think it's highly enjoyable, though. Highly enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fun, man. And to your point, I think it is weird to position it as erotic thriller just because of the butt cheeks, the perennial just amount of butt cheeks that we see in the movie. It's all butt cheeks and, tiny white boobs. Like, that's what this movie's bringing you constantly. A lot of boobs. They're trying to remind you, right? Like, every time someone's in a shower, we got to see some butt and boobs, right? Every time someone walks out of a shower, we got to see them put their robe on. But it's not really a sexual film, right? And for erotic thrillers, to me, the way I really coin or think about the best erotic thrillers, it is the pursuit of the forbidden sex, the sex that is so good that you're willing to put your life and your normal suburban life on the line,
absolutely.
Right? Like Basic Instinct is the classic. Like, this
Basic
lady's
Instinct,
probably killing
Attraction,
people because she's so good at getting banged, and you're like, but I'm a detective. I'm willing to risk it. My life kind of sucks. I'm going to go. It's that pursuit of the femme fatale, the dangerous woman who can break up our normal, boring lives with her sex powers. That's not what this is, right? So Bridget Fonda is a successful software developer, is having a tiff with her co-developer. She's banging Steven Weber and thinks that they're in love, finds out that he's got other women on the side. He does the classic when he gets the call, and she's like, he's like, why did it go over there with the intention to bang her? Yeah. They're fighting and it gets off. And
not is it like, just other women.
Not sex.
It's his ex-wife. Like, he's like,
see, I didn't pick that up. Oh,
really? Yeah.
I think you can get away with slipping your ex one.
The thing, so like the thing that pisses her off is the ex keeps calling the house. She's like, God, this bitch, huh? She's like, well,
no, I take it back. That's not going to fly. That's
she's
not
like,
cool.
That's about, like, Bridget Fonda's like, it's okay. She's entitled to talk to you. And then the first thing, she's like, you come over, you have sex with me, and then you just never talk to me again. It's like, yeah, bitch, what'd you expect? You broke up. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you divorced Steven Weber for a reason, because he's a cocksmith in this movie. That's easy. Yeah. They also add this really fun detail. It's one of those great, like, visual storytelling things. Like, we have to set up a gag at the end, how Jennifer Jason Leigh's going to find this out.
Oh my God.
When they cut upstairs to Timu Neil Diamond just, like, listening into everything. Maybe it's because I just watched Saving Silver Moon. I was just like, that's less than Neil Diamond, and I can't get over it. This movie has like 3 or 4 aesthetics I just can't stop choking on. Like, the wig is the worst thing in the movie. When they literally took Julia Roberts from Hook wig and made Bridget Fonda, like, that kills me. I was like, that's not how human adults ever look.
again,
so it does
the
have
haircut,
this like manic dream girl thing going on too.
The haircut is so specific because
it has to be. Yeah,
it has to be. That's the only reason. Is it has to be specific because otherwise she can't be like you could dye your hair and that would make sense, but like she basically like she cannot be doubled without this weird fucking haircut.
Yeah, that was a bad addition to the movie. The haircut is so distracting.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's a movie because it starts off with the trappings of erotic thriller, right? This guy's going back to his wife. He's trying to get back. She won't. In the meantime, when Steven Weber leaves, she puts out an ad looking for a single white female to share my rent-controlled apartment with, right? Because she doesn't have all the money because Steven Tobolowsky's fucking roasting her about how he knows that she's in a bad spot, so she's going to take less money to work for him. So she needs this roommate, right?
Loved seeing Tobolowsky. I forgot that Steven Tobolowsky was in this movie, and he's like the perfect, like, lecherous client. He's
so good.
I know
he's
you don't
just
have money.
Like one of the great character actors. Like
he
he's
is
so
the
fucking
character
good.
actor. He's the character actor.
And this might be one of his like most disgusting roles. I feel like he's usually like kind of like nerdy authority figure guy. Yeah. This one, he's all like, hey, like, you know, the guy who's trying to finger at the Christmas party, and he's really fun in this role. But yeah, so she needs a partner, right? She's about to call this like very milquetoast Little House on the Prairie lady that we saw. She has the phone. She can't because she's going to call Steven Weber. Yeah. And when she tries to call him and hears his voice, she breaks down and cries. This leaves just the crack to let Jennifer Jason Leigh enter the chat, who seemingly is fine. They have a meet cute where, like, because it's New York, nothing works and no landlords do their job. Yeah, so they try to turn a pipe and they get fucking wet together. And I guess that's a sign of female bonding, right? You want friends that you can get wet with, and who doesn't? And then that sets us off to the races, right? Immediately we start to see, I forgot about this. It has the weirdest detail at the start of the movie that because this kind of movie, and especially in the early 90s, you're just like, we're not doing subtext or hiding from you what this movie is. The two twins making each other over at the start of the movie is so bizarre, right? It's just like a weird non sequitur that later comes back.
It's just one of those things you put in a movie so that you're like, oh, God, we don't have to do any of the work later. You're like, yeah, I get it. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, it's like I get it. Like, the fact that she's a twin means nothing to me by the end of the movie. Like, because she's a twin who may or may not have been involved in the demise of her sister.
Yeah.
That's why she goes around single white femaling people all over the country. Like, she at least killed someone in Tampa, we find out later. Yeah. But Alex, what makes Jennifer Jason Leigh so perfect for this role? Because I do think she is the backbone of this whole thing. Like, I think Bridget Fonda is doing fine work, but I think this movie doesn't really work unless that roommate character is so sinister.
I think that's what's, you know, and maybe it's because, again, this is 2026. I do think maybe there is a logic to it that prevails for the last, what are we at, like 30 years now? But Jennifer Jason Leigh's character is this, for most of the movie, feels like this really, like, innocent kind of hayseed in the big city person. Where you're like, oh, she just doesn't get it. She's a little weird, a little kooky, but she's
vulnerable art school kid.
Yeah, she's just like, there's something very innocent about it that doesn't read as threatening. It's only like probably like it's the first time she gets upset. Like you see her.
There's a very early like messed up moment nominee that happens where you're like, holy shit. Like, it changes the game a lot. But I want you to hone in on this, because I think one of the weird things about casting her is she does not for a moment play it as this like, I'm also a bubbly, like, fun in the city girl, right? She has this kind of cloud over her, right? Mm-hmm. There is this like innocent, I think, hayseed, overwhelmed by the city vibe. Yeah. But she brings a darker edge to this almost immediately, right? Like, not threatening, but like something's very off with her. Why do you think they went that way rather than casting, you know, so like they spend the first 30 minutes like, hey, they're bubbly besties, right? Like, she always seems darker.
I think
the whole time.
Well, I think that's because then the turn doesn't seem so dramatic. Like, I think when you do the bubbly thing, or, you know, the duplicate, whatever you want to call it, if you do this like overly bubbly person who then turns to, it's sort of like Misery, like you know, this is a Kathy Bates thing. Like Kathy Bates does the same thing where you're like, she's weird. Like this is a weird fan. This is a strange thing to.
Yeah, she wakes up and it's like, wow, she saved him, and you're like, this feels like the worst way to save someone. This is not going to end well.
Well, and then like they have in Misery, they have this scene where it's like raining, and she's just sort of looking out the window.
Oh yeah,
and
she's sad like, when it rains. Yeah,
something's fucked up there.
Cock-a-doodle rain.
And
yeah. Ooh,
I think that Jennifer Jason Leigh does that same sort of thing where she has a very like established baseline of like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm very innocent. I don't know. And then when something really horrible happens, or like very strange, or like when Bridget Fonda's character gets back together with Steven Weber's character, she just sort of like disappears to fuck for 3 days. She's like, I was up all night. I was waiting. I was very worried about it.
Dude,
the city's a big city. It's a scary place. I'm like, there it is right there. Like, there it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's the level up that you need to know that she's not okay. Like, there's another sort of like, we're like, that's the middle of her, like, that's the middle of her anxiety. So we're going to get more. Like, it's this great, like, upward trajectory, I think.
Yeah, well, it starts and she's like, you know, you're not going to just get back together and whatever. She's like, I don't want that. And she brings a dog into the apartment immediately, right? And it's like this, I just need a friend. So they're selling her loneliness really well.
Yeah.
And then her and Jennifer Jason, or her and Bridget Fonda and them, they're all laying. They take a selfie with the puppy, but then the puppy starts to like the other girl more. And you see her start to get, there's that one scene where like she fucking kicks the dog. It just like gets near, and it's like, so she used this, she wanted the friend, but then the friend got taken, but she's also obsessed with the girl. It's just adding these weird dynamics.
Yeah.
And again, I do think, to your point, these movies always play very cheesy to me, right? This kind of like these reveal moments, like, you know, kind of piss poor Agatha Christie, like, gotchas. And it's like, you didn't get me. I knew what was happening. I was with it. This is not Brain Busters, right? This is erotic thrillers. I think they set such a good groundwork that this lady's like, she's been jonesing to obsess and kill someone, and, you know, she finds them closer to the end than the beginning. So we don't have a long runway on this. This feels like it comes really fucking fast. And then Bridget Fonda's character is the opposite of that, right? She is the, I'm going to make it in this city at all costs woman who's being attacked from all angles.
Yeah.
And I always thought she was the worst one in the movie when I was younger. I actually really love her performance rewatching it this time. Because, again, she's in love with, like, helplessly in love with Steven Weber.
Yeah.
Who's, like, classic New York dickhead, right? But he's betraying her left and right. She has to take work from this fucking scumbag, you know, bald piece of shit. That scene is horrifying, right? Yeah. Where he's coming at her. And then her friend who she's supposed to have, that she thought she wanted, now in her own apartment, Jennifer Jason Leigh's coming for her. So Bridget Fonda does this beautiful, like, trying to hold it together when every fucking wheel on the car is wobbling or flying off, that I actually did not appreciate much as a younger man, but now that I'm at this age where, like, adulting shit is constantly my fear, I think her performance is pretty stellar right in the middle of all this.
There's, like, there's a level to it where you're like, wow, like, and again, I think you have to cross that like 25-year-old boundary where like you're not young. You're young, but you're not that young. But like 25 to 40, you're like, man, I should have been more sympathetic to Bridget Fonda.
I think your whole 20s, you're like, that's kid. Like, I look back and I was like, I don't think I started like really doing adult stuff. I had a kid when I was 32 or 3.
Yeah.
And that's like the moment I remember like, oh, things are different now. Right? Like, and again, when I was younger, I was like, just don't work for Steven Tobolowsky, right? Don't be with Steven Weber. Kick that girl out of your apartment. Because when I was young, I was like, there are just black and white yes and no's. You don't realize it is messy to, you know, you just had someone in your apartment. Now you got to kick them out. Are they going to sue you? Like, everything's messy.
I also realize like, this is such a New York centric thing. And I guess like if you live in one of the like major coastal cities, this maybe makes more, maybe has like a little extra
rent control.
The rent control thing is like a big deal. And
I remember because you grew up Midwestern kid too, but they used to say
no
that
idea what
all
that
the
meant.
time in movies in New York, and we're like, "Holy shit, that's a big deal." We had no idea what it meant. It's just they said it so much. It's like when Indiana Jones kept saying the Ark of the Covenant, and I had no idea what it looked like, but I knew it was important.
Yeah. Well, this
was like a New York Ark of the Covenant was rent control.
Right. Well, we had in LA they make people go around and inspect apartment buildings, and 2 years ago, a lady came through with my landlord, and she's like, "Yeah, we're here to inspect the building." I was like, "Why?" And like, "Well, it's rent control, so we want to make sure it's up to code." I was like, "We're rent controlled here? Cool." And I was like, "I live in a rent controlled building." That's all I could think of.
Like they should have controlled it before it got so high in the first place. But I get
wait a second. I live in one of those places now. So watching this yesterday was funny because it was like, oh, that's what the she doesn't want to leave. It's rent control.
Well, because her and Steven Weber go,
huge.
look, they're like, this is an adult thing that I didn't appreciate till now, where Bridget Fonda's like, what if we just give her the apartment and we fucking leave so we don't have to deal with it? And you go, that makes perfect sense to me now in a way that didn't when I was younger. And Steven Weber goes, this is 3 times as much for a worse apartment.
For less space. Like,
yeah.
It is to Steven Weber's credit, it is a dope apartment. Like, that place is sick.
No, but that's why I said, like, the idea, though, that rather than deal with the messiness of this girl, you're like, we'll just fucking move our whole lives.
Pay 3 times just to not be around this person anymore.
I will tell you, I've had that exact moment. It's like, what could I pay right now to not deal with this one person ever again? And that's such a real thing that I loved, because there's that great scene, right, where Steven Weber's back in the fold.
Yeah.
And they kind of get up, and Jennifer Jason Leigh's like making eggs and breakfast. And she's like going into their room when they're like definitely only wrapped in sheets. And it's just this like, none of it's over the line all the way, but it's close. And they're excusing her because
just weird
she's
enough.
having a hard time and we're kind of screwing her over.
Yeah.
So like she's got just enough runway where she's testing it to see where she's going. And then this leads up to the moment that just ignites this movie like a fucking keg, right? A keg of gunpowder, not beer. But so she's like trying to get him. Her and Steven Weber are looking for apartments on the side. He's going to go somewhere, whatever. So as they're making breakfast, he's out on the porch attaching this fucking thing. And I was like, because later in the movie, the dog falls off the balcony and dies. Yeah. It seems like maybe the dog was pushed off the balcony. It's a wild. I was in my chair and I was kind of like sinking into it. It's like, this is like a perfect second screen movie. I was kind of watching. I was like, yeah. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, this like really snapped me up. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
Yeah.
I will say, though, I'm not the handiest man ever, but I used to do some construction. And, you know, I've done that kind of work before. Mm-hmm. Steven Weber was going to kill that dog regardless. Like, had she not sabotaged it, that is not a good way.
Had Jennifer Jason Leigh not stepped in, that dog was going to die anyways. So.
Yeah, that one thing eventually will get loosened and weathered, and he's going to push that strap and die anyways. Yeah. So it is weird. It's shocking. But also, I was like, that's classic, also reminding us in the Midwest that coastal elites don't know how to do nothing handy. Because I was like, oh, that thing? I've had those things on too, because that's a tube clamp. I was like, there's no way.
This movie is just like, there's so many unsubtle moments in this movie.
Yes, this is not a subtextual film.
That one too, when he's just him, and I don't know, maybe it's funny you bring this up because maybe that's what it is because he's not a handyman of any kind. Like I would believe the neighbor fixing it over him, but because he's not a handyman of any kind, because he's never established he's handy in any way, he's looking for other apartments. When he's fiddling with that thing, the two thoughts I had is like, okay, that's probably not going to work, and also that's definitely going to be involved in this beautiful dog's murder. Whatever reason.
There is no part of me that thought that was coming.
Oh,
I thought that was more of a modern phenomenon. I thought dogs were more sacred back then.
No.
Even Fatal Attraction, they kill a bunny because we're all like, well, who fucking cares about bunnies? Some people do. Most people don't.
I was convinced. I was like, that is not going to end well. Like, Again, it's one of those things where the
he's
telegraph
also
of the
set up as
past
very untrustworthy. This is adding to that. Like, maybe he did do it because he's a piece of shit we've seen throughout the whole movie.
We'll get to, like, I know we'll talk about this because it's towards the end. The Steven Weber character just has some of the greatest moments in this movie. You're like, what is happening here? And why is it happening?
So he has a great one right after this, right?
Yeah.
They put Bridget Fonda to bed, and he's like, yeah, if she blames anyone, she blames me for the shitty handyman. And I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
That makes sense.
Because we still don't know that we're in the midst of this, like, betrayer, like, taking
there,
over storyline.
You're just sitting like, yeah, Bob Vila, we get it. You're not great. It's fine.
We get it, Tim the Toolman Taylor. Yuck. But Jennifer Jason Leigh starts kind of hugging him. And she's crying. She's like, I got to get rid of his dog stuff. Ah! And she does one of the best, kind of crying, kind of looking for a hug, but also like touching his ear, reaching up with like her mouth in that fish mouth position. And Steven Weber's like,
it's so weird.
It's so uncomfortable, but it sets such a perfectly awesome tension, which is, again, this is that kind of, how far are we willing to go to overlook clearly terrible behavior that we need to handle right now, especially when it's Steven Weber, who is also committing really bad behavior. Like, there is a kind of, a lot of erotic thrillers have this, right? When you're the guy who's slinging dick around town, it's hard for you to draw the line in the sand with behavior that you clearly should, because you're also a piece of shit. I thought that moment when she's kind of like half, like, faint kissing him, like, that was so fucking good, dude. I was really into it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's just Jennifer Jason Leigh does that awkward thing better than a lot of actresses, and this one particular, this moment in particular, is like, dude, what are you doing? Like, all of this is so awkward.
Tough. This whole movie's awkward as shit. Like, the scene with Stephen Tobolowsky, he's attempting to assault her at the Christmas party, right? Like, she's like, yeah, I pretty much did my whole job. I trained your staff. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
And he's like, not yet. And he's kind of going for it. That's fucking wild. And then she's sent back into the arms of this woman we know is fucking awful. I think that's the thing, is this movie, the scenes are so awkward. They're so, I remember, I think about this a lot. It's the weirdest movie experience. Like, the first time I watched Meet the Parents, I like was so young, but I was almost getting panic attacks.
Oh,
I had no idea what they were, but I was just like, this is so fucking awkward and so uncomfortable. I was like, why can't anyone make an adult decision? That's kind of what's going on in this. Like, Bridget Fonda is just being bounced from monster to monster, and you just start getting like, someone fucking help her. And the only guy who tries to help her, Timu Neil Diamond, gets fucking brained.
Yeah.
By the way, that part's crazy. You think that, what's her name, Jennifer Jason Leigh, kills him? He's just, asleep in a bathtub for like 4 days?
Like, with his cat. It's also like the shittiest stunt work. Like, you're just like, God, they couldn't have reshot this. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you just like,
I just was like, when he wakes up at the end, I was like, how long has he been asleep in that bathroom?
Like, that's a coma. That's not even a concussion.
Like, he's either in like, he's not able to then get up and do a fucking Lawrence Taylor. Like, that's not how these things work, I feel like.
He like wakes
walk
up
me
and
through
thinks
this.
he's another
I
person.
do think we're kind of doing this brilliant, like, awkward tension building, right?
Yeah.
I do feel like this movie struggles once Jennifer Jason Leigh starts committing more violent crimes. Because, like, the last great, like, holy shit, is the scene when she comes down with the exact same haircut. Like, we all know that's the, shit,
that
this
to
is
me
bad.
is like, that's the
also,
rip.
she has this haircut because she wants to be unique and special in the big city. It's such an affront.
Well, I think this is what's interesting, too. And, like, I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched this movie. It's interesting because, like, the haircut scene happens and you're just like, and the reaction, she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't ask you. I'm like, it's weird that you thought that this wasn't the reaction she was going to give. Like, it's weird. It's not weird that you didn't ask. It's weird that you thought there was going to be a different result.
We know that she is not going to want this. She knows that she knows she's not going to want this.
Human knows that you're not supposed to do that. But either way, it's
again,
strange...
it's like the guy who's like, my whole personality is that I have a snake, right? And that's just what he does. And then all of a sudden, you show up to the party and you're like, here's my new snake, and that guy's like, I got to kill him. There can only be one snake guy per group.
the way it felt, and this time particularly watching it, the way it felt is, it's like, okay, if you you see people like skydiving, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, why would anyone ever do that? Like, they're just falling through the air. This is insane. And then the person who's actually skydiving, you're like, yeah, having a great time. And they're like, oh, I hit 4,000 feet or whatever, however high you're supposed to be when you do it. You pull the rip cord for your parachute, and you get jerked up. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
So that you're kind of woken back up, because obviously now you're just floating down towards the earth. I felt like this is what happened, though, and this is at the 40-minute mark, I think, maybe. I can't remember. But, now we're just floating down for the rest of the movie because she's done something so over the line and crazy.
Yeah.
So weird.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
That you're just sort of staring at the earth, waiting for the ground to meet you. And you're like, yep, there's only one way for this to end. I'm going to float gently down towards the earth. And that, the gently floating towards the earth is the succession and increasingly worse crimes she keeps committing until finally she kills someone.
Yeah, I do think that's the problem with this movie, right? Is that there's so much fun interplay and they're so good together.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we just start doing the murders, right? It's kind of
the air gets let out of the bag.
This movie struggles so mightily with making any of this believable, right? Yeah. So the upstairs neighbor is the most egregious. Does she kill that guy or not? Why is he in the tub for so long? It's hard to stomach any of that. You're like, okay, this is getting into dumb movie territory.
Yeah, yeah.
The Steven Weber one is fucking wild. That is probably.
She goes in.
That's a great scene, though. That's
a great
scene. The
last because
great
again,
scene.
she's got the haircut, so she goes in, mouth rapes him, and then.
So let's pause here, though. There's some bizarre. So she's I got to keep the Tinkerbell haircut down so he can't see the face. So Steven Weber thinks that this girl he just got back with, right, who said she'd see him tomorrow or whatever. He's like, she came all the way across town.
Yeah.
Came up to my room, somehow got in, right? She stole the room key or whatever, gets in, just to fucking mouth me up at 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. Wow, this guy has such a high fucking thought of himself that this lady's coming across New York City at 3 in the morning to fucking blow him while he's dead asleep. That's crazy. Then he looks down and he goes, who? He knows it's the roommate, and he just goes, and just leans back and finishes. And he's like, there's nothing I can do. And I was like, this guy, I don't think he deserves to die for any of this. Come on.
I don't remember him realizing it was Jennifer Jason Leigh.
He does.
Really?
He does. Before he finishes, yes.
Oh, I think it's when, he's
because he looks down and says her name. He's like, huh?
Okay,
and then she goes into overdrive and he kicks his head back oh!
Right. Okay. Hold on. Okay, now I'm glad you clarified this because here's the other thing too is so I was watching this one just with Andrea yesterday and Andrea was like, did she just rape that guy? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if that's even what you would call what just happened. But
I mean, yes. It's the Revenge of the Nerds thing. When he bangs that girl disguised as her boyfriend in a mask, that is a sexual assault.
Yeah. So okay, but okay. To your point of what you're talking about.
He looks down at Caesar and also is like, we're halfway there.
Okay, so to your point, what you're talking about, the best part about this movie is that it essentially absolves Steven Weber by saying, well, vinegar strokes, right? And then that's the movie.
Can we also talk about, so not only is this crazy, he kind of finishes and then he's like, you're crazy. I'm going to tell her the truth. And I was like, what are you going to tell her? Because it's not
what are you
going to
tell her? Well,
there's no way you're going to be like, I looked out and realized it was your roommate. But the head game was strong, so I let it finish.
Well, here's the thing, is she came to my room, and she had your haircut, and I didn't really pay attention, and
But then we definitely locked eyes, and she went back down to mouthing me, and I also laid back and finished. But she started it.
But
not
to be
there's
fair,
no chance this is happening.
But to be fair, it was Vinegar Strokes. So what do you want me to do? You know?
Yes.
Like,
and then she's talking wild. He's gonna hit her, and she fucking kills him with the stiletto, right? And he falls down and dies. She leaves, and then that's when the guy at the front desk is like, of course that has to be his girlfriend, who I know, Miss Jones or whatever, because of the fucking stupid Tinkerbell haircut.
Who the fuck else would have that stupid fucking haircut?
This scene, besides being wild, right? Steven Weber just like kind of like getting blown, but then taking indignation with it. And there's a lot of like ethical gray area. Let's just leave it at that. This movie lets Jennifer Jason Leigh say multiple times throughout the rest of the movie, where she'll be talking to Bridget Fonda, she'll go, "He came in my mouth." And I'm like, gross. Come on. Like, what? Come on. Let's not just act like that just happened. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
She
Stop
says
saying
it
he came in my
she
mouth.
says it at least twice, and you're like, why do you keep bringing that up?
And
That's
every
gross.
time she says it, it's like, oh, that is aggressive. What? Oh,
why are you
God.
doing that?
Yeah, ew, why? And
What's
it's
wrong
like,
with you?
yeah, it's not like he bricked and then it bounced off something and hit you like it was that Michael Jordan Larry Bird trick shot commercial. Like, you know why this happened.
I love that she keeps bringing it up like it's a flex, and I'm like, I don't think you know what that means. Like, it's just what. Like,
well, also it's like this weird, like, he came in my mouth, so I had to kill him with a stiletto, and I was like, I feel like I have like 3 to 5 more questions. But at that point, like, Bridget Fonda just isn't even listening.
Before we get to the death part, can we ask 3 to 5 more things, and then I can get like, it is so weird. But yeah, she stabs with the stiletto. Doesn't clean it off properly.
This is also the part where it's like, dude,
we're just getting
is
sloppy.
One of these like movie problems. Like, I just saw The Bride yesterday, and The Bride has the same thing where it's like, it's got that like Return of the King. Like, there are 5 moments where you're like, oh, good, the movie's ending, and it just keeps going. This one is very guilty.
This
of
one
that.
doesn't have 5 endings though. The problem I have with the ending of this movie, and again, this is like real kind of like, this is the skydiving analogy I'm getting to. Is you're just like, or that I was getting to, is just like, it takes so fucking long for anything to happen to even remotely get us to an ending. You're just like, oh my God, just call the fucking cops. What's wrong with you?
Well, we've got the like, she turns up the TV volume, and then they almost catch her, and then they don't.
The kidnapping thing is
now
crazy.
They're friends. It takes so long for this to all go down. At one point, she calls her dad, and her dad knows where they are, and it's just like the series of like, I get it. I know what's happening. She's trying to take her personality or be twins with her, and one of them's going to kill each other. Yeah. I know this is not a clever enough movie to try to keep like, oh, did you see that one coming? I was like, yes. The weirdest thing the end of the movie offers me is Stephen Tobolowsky, who got kneed in the nuts for trying to be a fucking, rapist.
Get shot in the fucking face.
Well, not only that, but he like all of a sudden his accounts start doing the Nedry, like you didn't pay me. Come find me at my neighbor's name apartment, which is wild that she wrote that on a business card for any reason. And it's like and he's like, that bitch. He's like, I'm gonna go get her. This is too far. So then it's like a predator versus alien thing where it's like, are we rooting for the grapist versus the weird single white female?
Work?
Like, who? Yeah, it's like we're just sitting back and it's like, let them fight. And it's like, we want them both to lose? Like, why?
Yeah. This is a real Godzilla Kong situation.
Yeah, because he's like standing over her and he fucking like pushes Bridget or whatever her name is. And he just goes, she looks up, she's like, be careful. And he's like, don't worry, I handled her. Whap. And it's like, come on.
How about when he's gonna like try to set Bridget Fonda free twice? He just mounts her. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is the matter with you, homie?
Grape is gonna grape, dude. That's just his go-to move.
Okay. So here's again, this is the indicator that I just like, the movie's ending and doesn't know how to end. And I read that this movie the ending had to be reshot, and I'm like, yikes. But look, we all know what's going to happen. Like, Jennifer Jason Leigh and Bridget Fonda do this like stupid cat and mouse thing.
That makes perfect sense. This was like reshoots and whatever. Yeah,
she does this weird John McClane thing out of a fucking vent and stabs her in the back. I'm like, all right, great. We're doing Die Hard at the very end here.
That was so stupid. By the way, when she comes down, like she's 50 Cent in the upside down music video and stabs her, that is.
Yeah, I was like,
one of those, because I was like, where are her feet attached? What is she doing?
What is she leaning on?
The whole vent thing, I was like, this is just bad. This is, again, it's one of those like, that we need to, this sounds exactly like a studio executive's like, we got to amp this up.
Yeah.
What if she gets in the vent? And it's like, why? How? She's 5 foot tall. How'd she jump up into that vent? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Not only
like, why can't they just fucking fight? Why can't they just have a normal fight?
Not only is this terrible vent thing happening, and then the movie ends with this terrible fucking narration where I'm like, I don't feel bad for you at all, lady. Like, do not. She's like, I'm finally moving on. Not only for that fact that Steven Weber's no longer alive, but also because I killed Jennifer Jason. I'm like, don't care. I don't give a shit about any of this. Like, you've lost the plot. There's no reason for us to have this scene. There's no reason for an epilogue of any kind. The movie ends when you MacGyver your way out of that fucking vent and stab her in the back with a screwdriver. That's the
it is kind of weird because she's like the main character where everything is happening to her and they're not giving her a ton of agency or power. And I feel like in that moment they're like, this'll cover that up, and you're like, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
The other thing too is like she talks to me, she's like, I have to forgive myself for what I did to Hetty, and I'm like,
that's right.
I believe like, you have to go to jail to forgive yourself for that because you still murdered someone just because you murdered a murderer.
No, you don't have to forgive yourself at all. You fucking took that bitch out. She killed some fucking poor Hooters waitress in Tampa. Fuck her.
Just because you murdered a murderer doesn't mean you're not totally culpable.
Yeah. I forgave her, and it's like, what? No, you killed her. That's all you had to do. I don't agree with you. You got to kill her and take her down, and then I'm celebrating. I'm not fucking.
I'm not saying there's not story logic. I'm saying that the rest of the movie it's a bad ending. It's a bad ending to the movie. That's all. It mars the rest of the movie.
It's a really bad kind of like big movie ending.
Yeah.
That undoes a lot of really fun scene work that we've done throughout the movie. Yeah. It not undoes it, just it becomes so boring and tedious. You know what I mean? I think if you just literally chop off like the last 30 minutes, this movie's so much better than it wound up being. And that happens to a lot of movies, you know? No big deal. All right, Alex, what was the most messed up moment in Single White Female?
Obviously the dog. It's like the most fucked up thing.
Like there's not even a debate.
There's not another messed up moment. Look, I'll say any sexual assault is messed up, but the dog dying is fucked up. Like that's not cool.
Because, again, this is the kind of movie where you're like, oh, these are like humans battling over like desire and obsession and identity. I know what movie I'm in. And then all of a sudden, Bridget Fonda turns a quarter and there's just a
dead dog
fucking golden retriever puddle on the road. And you're like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Why do we need that? It's such a shocking exclamation point of unnecessary violence in the middle of this movie. I remember I've seen this movie before and I had forgotten somehow. And I like sat up in my chair like, what'd they do to the dog?
Yeah. Dead dog is for sure the most messed up. Second, the second one, like in a close second, is how many times she brings up frothy jizz in her mouth. I'm just like, just knock it off.
Yeah. My mouth was just filled to the brim. Small seepage. It's like, ew. I would say the haircut scene also could be in the running. Like
it's there.
That just the moment of like if I like someone was living with me and then all of a sudden they also came down looking like Minecraft Steve, I'd be like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
There are so many moments in this movie where it's not like messed up.
Why am I living a Gallagher 1 and 2 situation here? I'm very scared.
You're just like it's not like a messed up it's not a messed up moment thing, but there's so many moments in this movie you're just like, ew, why?
Yeah. Ew. The dog is the worst, though.
That's the dog's insane. Like horrible.
Just throwing that in the middle of your movie is fucking crazy for literally no reason. Literally no reason. We could have done that 50 other ways.
That's why I can't be a character in a movie because my response to a lot of like stimuli, like, whoa, no, bad, get out of here. Like, there's
that's the difference. Is even with the like constraints of niceties and whatever, like I would just buy the more expensive apartment and be gone. Like I'm just never seeing these people again.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I think like in erotic thrillers, and this is like the capper here. Like in erotic thrillers, no one operates within the logic of how logic works. They operate within the logic of the movie itself, and the movie itself is illogical. So therefore, there is no logic.
Yeah, it's all fucking pee vagina logic. That's it.
Yeah.
Like what does that part of you want? And we're
it's
going
not even
for it.
Like it's not even caveman logic. It's literally just like my dick and my whatever I have down there is.
That sounds cooler and more adult than PP logic, but yeah. I'm an elementary school teacher. I don't know. There's just a lot. That's a weird thing to say in the show.
Yeah, don't say that during the show.
Well, I am until they hear one of our pods, and then I'm fired.
No, you're not wrong.
That's it. For single white female, they had their time, and now they're extinct. No, they're not. They're everywhere. They're running rampant. Help us make our first movie, Mr. Green Jeans. Type it in on Indiegogo. Get the perk where you joined the pod. Help us get our movie out of the world and come talk with us here on this very feed. Make sure you go to the Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page. Best way to support, help grow this show. Make sure you subscribe and follow Misfit Parade on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the fun places. You're there. We're there. Let's do it. See you next week.